Oh boy, Superman. Do not watch this. Do not watch this if you don't want spoilers. This is very interesting. Okay, so the plot of the movie. It wastes no time establishing its fresh status quo. Um, Clark Kent, 25 years old, is already active as Superman when the film begins. We get a brief glimpse of his Smallville upbringing with a few flashbacks. Jonathan and Martha Kent instilling old fashioned kindness, but the story quickly moves to Metropolis. Well, Clark balances life as a Daily Planet reporter and clandestine savior. He is the embodiment of truth, justice, and the American way, a beacon of decency in a world growing cynical. That world's skepticism of altruism becomes a key conflict. After Superman intervenes in a foreign conflict to save lives, political and media pundits begin to question his unchecked power and allegiances. Enter Lex Luthor, a tech billionaire, Luthor Corp CEO, and scientific genius with a massive ego. Sensing an opportunity, Lex fans the flames of public doubt, positioning himself as humanity's protector instead of the alien in the cape. Lex's hatred for Superman is personal and philosophical. He can't stand that an all powerful being exists who doesn't conform to his vision for the world. Lex's scheme unfolds on multiple fronts. Publicly, he backs a government initiative led by fellow mogul Maxwell Lord to form a corporate sponsored team of metahumans called the Justice Gang. This ensemble of second string heroes, including the brash Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, winged warrior Hawkgirl, genius inventor Mr. Terrific, and shape shifting Metamorpho, is introduced with great fanfare as Earth's new defenders. The message is clear: who needs Superman when we have our own supervised superheroes? In reality, Maxwell Lord has shady motives, and Lex Luthor's fingerprints aren't far from this either. While Superman initially welcomes the idea of comrades, he soon finds himself isolated as media coverage elevates the Justice Gang and magnifies every mistake he makes. Meanwhile, Clark's personal life with this conflict, his colleague Lois Lane is the planet's star reporter covering the Superman controversy. Lois is sharp and skeptical of both Lex's smear campaign and Superman's intentions, which creates a flirty but tense dynamic with Clark, who has to hide that he is the guy she's writing headlines about. Their chemistry is palpable, and as the film progresses, Lois becomes one of Clark's few allies, following her gut that Luthor is up to no good. The plot kicks into high gear when Lex covertly unleashes a catastrophic threat to Metropolis to discredit his rival. In a spectacular midpoint action sequence, a mysterious giant robotic monstrosity reminiscent of a kaiju attacks the city. Superman leaps into action to protect civilians, but the battle is intense and visibly exhausting. The kicker: this monster is secretly of Lex's own making, powered by advanced tech and possibly laced with kryptonite. At a crucial moment, Superman is weakened by the green glow of kryptonite weaponry deployed by the creature. We see him actually bleed and falter, which feeds right into Lex's narrative that Superman might not be the infallible savior people thought. In fact, during this battle, the Justice Gang arrives, and rather than coordinate, they clash with Superman, partly due to Maxwell Lord's order to rein him in, and partly misunderstandings. A brief hero on hero skirmish erupts, a nod to a classic comic crossover fights, with Guy Gardner's cocky Green Lantern trying to one up Superman and Hawkgirl suspicious of his motives. The public watching on live news sees chaos, Metropolis in flames, heroes fighting each other, and Lex Luthor stepping in on TV to condemn Superman for the destruction. Reeling from the kryptonite exposure and shaken by public doubt, Clark retreats to his fortress of solitude, which in this film is a stunning crystalline sanctuary teeming with Kryptonian robots and technology. Here he regroups with his secret ace in the hole, Crypto, the super dog, the star of the movie. Yes, Superman's trusty white dog, complete with a little red cape, is part of the story, and the fortress scenes give us a charming heart-to-heart between Clark and his pup. Reinvigorated, Superman returns to Metropolis, just as Lex Luthor puts his endgame into motion. Lex's true plan is unveiled. He hasn't engineered a perfect patsy to ruin Superman, an Ultraman, if you will. Basically, a twisted clone, duplicate, with Superman's powers but none of his conscience. This film doesn't deeply explain the science. You just got to go with it. This evil Superman doppelganger begins wreaking havoc, attacking civilians and even the Justice Gang, making the real Superman look culpable. In the climactic battle, the real Superman must fight his dark mirror amid a city in panic. Critics described this final showdown as a wild CGI insanity spectacle. Imagine lightning skies, heat vision blasts, and buildings crumbling. It's undeniably over the top, and while some felt the sheer amount of digital effects turned the climax into a noisy blur, others enjoyed it as proudly fantastical. Comic book splash page come to life. The Justice Gang realize they've been duped, join the fray on Superman's side. Each hero gets a standout moment, but Guns centers the final blow on Superman himself. Superman, bruised but unbowed, overcomes the kryptonite poisoning. Superman proceeds to publicly expose Lex Luthor. Lois Lane, intrepid as ever, had been investigating LexCorp's secret labs. Faced with proof of his crimes, Lex drops all pretenses, delivering a vicious monologue about how the world doesn't deserve Superman and he was trying to prove that a god can fall. So the film wraps up on a triumphant note. Metropolis rebuilds, Man of Steel restored, yada, yada, yada. So listen, I haven't seen the movie yet. The plot sounds interesting. I don't know if it's going to be a triumph or a disaster. It sounds like there's a lot going on. James Gunn may be able to pull it off. I'm concerned because I am true to the comic book source material of Superman, which is a calm and collected Superman. Yes, truth, justice, the American way, but he wasn't like emotional and sarcastic and super smart alecky. So I'm a little concerned from what I've seen. I have hesitation about this movie. The plot did not alleviate my hesitation. It sounds though like Lex Luthor at least does return to what Lex Luthor should be. The Batman v Superman debacle of that Lex Luthor was awful. So hopefully we've got traditional Lex, super smart criminal back. But I am concerned about having too much going on. The plot seems like there's a lot going on, man. A lot of characters, and I hope it doesn't turn into, like Rebel Moon on Netflix, where there was so much going on that you didn't really care about any of the characters because there was no character development at all. So we'll see. I don't know what's going to happen, but the plot is very interesting, to say the least. I will watch the movie this weekend on Saturday, and I will let you know what I think.